Hello folks, Richard Johnson and welcome to World of Tanks. And this is the IS, or the Josef Stalin 1. Or maybe it's just the Josef Stalin, I don't know if they had 1 on it. But still, the IS tank, it's a tier 7 heavy tank. And as you can see, this is kinda stock, yeah. I've not had the tank for that long. I've only gained 2,500 credits, or 2,500 XP I mean. And I have the guns uploaded from the KV3 and the KV1S and so on. And from the KV85 perhaps one of them is also. But this I've unlocked from the KV3. Yeah, as I said, the IS is a rank 7 or tier 7 heavy tank. You can find it in the tech tree. Let's see, there, the tech tree, it leads from the KV85 and the KV13. And as I said in the KV85 video, that the KV85 is quite a boring way to get. You first need to unlock and buy the KV1. You not need to buy it, but you need to unlock KV1. Then you have to free XP way to the KV1S perhaps, and then you possibly gonna buy it. Unlock the KV85 and then get the ice. Yeah, so the KV85 you have to go sideways between KV1 and KV1S there to get the KV85. Lots of KV floating around now. Or if you want the IS, you can either go from the light T50, the very fast T50 tank, to the T34, which kind of divides into everything nearly. Then to the T34-85, to the KV13, and then to the IS. So it's kind of a tricky way if you want to go a heavy line to get to the IS. It's kind of dull and boring way to get to it, but eventually you'll get it. So yeah, there you can find it. The IS is compared with the KV3. Let's do it like this. Just compare them as they are on as stock. Hit points and weight and engine power is more on the KV3 and then the IS. The top speed is better on the IS. The traverse is much better on the IS. The IS is quite much faster than the KV3. And if you get the top engines and all that of the IS, you can then be sure to outrun the KV3s without any problems. Same hull armament, different hulls, but same hull thickness except from the rear. The KV3 has same millimeters at the rear as for the sides, 90 millimeters, while IS only has 60. Turret armor is much greater on the KV3. It has 130, 115, 15, and the IS only has 100, 90, 90. But I say only, with two fingers in the air, making those quotation marks as only. 90 millimeters is very good actually for sides and rear, and 100 millimeters isn't bad that either. But we're gonna look at that in Tank Inspector later on. Standard shell damage of the KV3 is much greater, as well as the penetration, but that's because the KV3 has a better gun as the stock gun. That's why you can see rate of fire is nearly 3 times, as in nearly, it's 2.5 kind of better on the IS, and the turret traverse speed is better. The view range is better on the KV3 by only 10 meters, but that's the stock turrets. Don't know what they are different when you upgrade them. Same signal range, 440. Crew is one more loader for the KV3, and it has a radio operator. I believe the commander is the radio operator in the IS. So let's see in the garage. That is the best turret of the IS, and that is the best turret of the KV3. Right. Again, the KV3 has better armor thickness. Traverse speed is very slow on the KV3, but the IS has better view range. It gets 20 meters longer view range than the stock turret, and it weighs a whole lot less than a KV3 turret. The KV3's top gun is the D25T, and the top gun on the IS is the same. So yeah, there's nothing to compare with. All I can say is that the D25T, not the D25T, but the D25T, is the rate of fire is a little bit better on the D25T than the D25T. It's 0.8, I believe it is better. Penetration is average. It's not very high penetration. I mean, if you're facing up against Ferdinand's or at least the Porsche chassis there as the Tiger P, 175 is not enough to penetrate in the front. Gonna look for weak spots and so on, which means that you're gonna have good accuracy. And 0.46, well, it's not that good accuracy. In fact, it's kind of bad. But I've not had that many bad games with this gun as I have on a KV3. It's that gun. So I'm not gonna say it because it's a Russian tank. It hits a lot in where I'm aiming, but it's not often that you're missing your targets. And the average damage 390. You can see that damage goes all the way up to 488. Penetration can go up above 200, up to 219, but still, it's a very high pen roll. So yeah, it depends. Aiming time 3.4 seconds feels like an eternity sometimes, but yeah, nothing to do about if you're not gonna mount different equipments. Yeah, let's check for service. You can store a maximum ammunition capacity of 41 rounds. There are tanks that have less, there are tanks that have more, but still it's enough. You're not gonna fire all 41 rounds in one barrel. If you do so, then you are very trigger happy. I think we've gone through everything. Oh, that's a KV85. Here there's 68 rounds there. That's the difference, much better. Yeah, 68 rounds, that's a whole lot much better. But still, you're not gonna fire all those 68 rounds in one battle. As I said, if you do so, then you're very trigger happy. The best engine provides 700 horsepower, which only has also a fire of an impact of 12%, which is very good. Nearly maybe too good. And those 700 horsepower is gonna provide you with good acceleration and top speed and all that kind of good stuff. Best tracks 35 degrees per second, so you get a better degrees, and a load limit of 48.4 tons. Best radio is up to 625 meters only, which is not that great, but it's kind of good. Still good. Good. Right, let's check out Tank Inspector. So here we have the IS tank. I have no idea why it's so dark, maybe because it's HD textures, but what we're gonna look at is the armor modules, or toggle between standard model and collision model. So yeah, this is collision model. As you can see, let's see, yeah, it's quite, this is maxed, the tank is now maxed, the best values of it. It has a very huge cupola sticking up off the top of the tank, but it is 90 millimeters. So if you're not hitting at these little holes, those, but if you're hitting at the cupola, you will pen if you are driving around in a 6, 7, 8 tank, because it's only 90 millimeters and the angle of the cupola isn't that great, so it's not often it's gonna ricochet or bounce off. 90 millimeters is also the turret cheeks, and let's see, 90, there we had turret cheeks and rear of the turret, side of the tank. As you can see, it's not the whole side, it's only this part. Inside of the tracks, it goes all the way down to the turret ring also. And you have the gun mantlet, which it's kind of beside the gun mantlet. This is actually the turret. That is the gun mantlet. So if the gun is facing upwards, you see that, then you have the kind of the turret exposed, but still that's a very aggressive angle. But that is actually the turret and not a extra armor. There. The thickest armor, 120 millimeters, is the front of the tank. Nothing else? Nope. A small strip underneath the turret there. That's not the turret ring, but it's what is between the chassis and the turret, kind of. Yeah. you guess you know my point. Also, the mid part of the front section is 120 millimeters, and this huge part here where the driver is sitting, I would presume actually that is the driver's hatch. Yep, the driver's hatch. So the driver is sitting behind this 120 millimeter thick plate. But if you are firing at that angle, that is 120 as I said, straight on here, 127, 128, but on the sides we get up to 180. So be sure to not angle the tank with this face towards the enemy, because then you have less armor. Try not to angle the Russians' tanks too much, since they have this weird wedge shape front. So don't try to side scrape around a building in that angle, because this part here of the front is facing more inwards than the side of the tank. So in this angle you are gonna ricochet off the rear, but of the front side of the tank you're not gonna ricochet at all. So keep that in mind. If you want a side scrape, try doing it reverse. Try to do a reversal side scrape. Then you will have, let's see, a little bit more perhaps. There. Then you have a ricochet over here and a ricochet over there, and they can't get that point of the tank where the armor is going inwards, unless you're fighting a tank which is up here. Then he can fire down at your engine deck into the turret ring. If you're even higher, he will pen it also, but if you're firing from above, he will hit the engine deck underneath the turret and perhaps jam your turret to knock out the engines and so on. The upper glacis, so the upper part of the tank here, that's maybe not the glacis but the front deck perhaps, 70 millimeters. The lower glacis, or actually the complete part of the tank, the front, is 100. The driver's hatch is also 100. The side of the front of the turret, the gun mantlet kind of, is 100. The side of the tank is 100, except the rear is half of the tank, that's 90 as we discovered earlier. You can see 90, 100. It's very flat at the front, so don't be angry if they start to pen you at the front and all that, because yeah, it's very flat, so it's not giving you that thick extra armor in the sloping, since it's a very bad sloping. Spaced armor, we have 100 at the front, the first layer. Then we have, if we can, there we have it. 60 extra behind it, and we have null. Null. North, I mean. And we have nothing. So I wonder if that actually is something, but it doesn't have an armor thickness, or it is below 10 millimeters perhaps. But yeah, the IS, it doesn't have the best armor, but be sure to use it wisely. So as I said, do use that reversing side scraping. So drive out from a building with your rear inwards instead of doing opposite. Instead of doing with a gun facing in from the front of your tank, do it the other way. Then they can't hit this spot over here and pen and damage you. So yeah, but be sure so you don't flip out the rear of the tank. But yeah, that was it from Tank Inspector, and I hope you now know the armor thickness and all that of the tank. Let's give it a test go, or give it a spin on the battlefield. But yeah, I have a stock eye, so don't get too harsh on me. So let's go for a battle.
Hide, cowards!
Exactly what he said. Hide, cowards. Since here I come in a tier 9 bell with a tier 7 machine that is stock. I love these matchmakers every time when I'm playing a tank that is stock. I want to go this side since no one is going that side, but I kinda wanna go this side also because I feel more safe on that side. I have another IS with me.
Good time to run, cowards!
Probably stock also. Gonna let him spot if he continues driving. Hopefully some of the scouts, I mean we have 3 of them and they're all on the same side, so yeah. That's random balance for you. I mean, I don't know why, but yeah. It's like if they sometimes just have the mindset, I'm gonna go this side, then they do so, and even if there are other scouts on the same side, they're like, nope, I dipped this side first. I'm gonna go for it. Type 62 coming in. Bounced somehow on the side of him. Ooh, that damage can not only come from a Type 62. T-30 has run away. I was lucky to have a bounce on him. Would love to set him on fire, but nope. Yeah! Taste me. No, don't do that. Yeah, that was bad driving on his side. An excellent driving from my side. That IS is getting wrecked by what looks like to be a Centurion on the hill and a Super Pershing and a KV-3 also, perhaps, on the hill there. There they are, S Pershing and a KV-3. Said coming in. Probably not gonna get an angle on him. Could have got an angle on him. But no, I'm not gonna just stand here and wait if he's or if he's driving towards me. Why not take the chance? Missed again. T20 AFK. Good hit, good solid hit.
Here they come.
Right, gotta get prepared. Yeah! 2 lights. That's too easy. Noob are you? Oh, we have an AMX also. Damn it, everyone is nagging our spawn. Now the T20 has come alive. This actually turns out to be a good game, since I get free damage now when these lights come here and run around. Super Pershing. Let's see if we can take out this 1390. Damn it. Gotta help the T20 before it dies. Nope, not gonna do it anymore. So hard to try and snipe or something like that with this tank, especially on the move. Oops, Centurion. Now I definitely need help. Oh, Super Pershing also, fuck me. I'm screwed now, kind of. Not watching where I'm driving. Screaming for help. Okay, that was a fail for Super Pershing, don't know what he's doing. Okay, that was a fail from me, maybe I should wait longer with that shell. Yeah, he... What the... Where the heck did he shoot me? He was over there. Oh, there he was. Now I get it. Yeah, that Super Pershing kind of confirmed the thing about wallet warriors, so to say. Sure, I'm also a wallet warrior, but I kind of have the skills for driving a tier 8 premium tank. That AMX 3075 nearly got himself drowned. So it's often commonly known that lots of players are struggling in the low tiers, they get bored, they spend money on the game, buy a tier 8 heavy tank or Super Pershing and so on, and then fails miserably with it, but they don't care because they get money and they have fun driving a big tank or so on, but they are like dragging down the team deck. That Super Pershing, not gonna complain on him and so on, just gonna check his stats real quick. Okay, his drive is driven 9,400 barrels, hit ratio, that's very good. Victories, that could have been higher. Person rating, average experience, so on. Yeah. Well, I thought first that he was a bad player, but it showed me that he was a below average. He was just at the average, below average line. I mean, for 950, I would presume that if you have a Super Pershing, you should be around that more or less, but 47% and those stats. Yeah, well, I'm not gonna rely on stats only. I mean, I would say I have good stats, but I want to get better stats because I think these don't like match my quality or my gameplay or what I think of myself. I would like to have better. I mean, this maximum experience per battle, that's just once in a lifetime thing I got with a Jank Panther for a year ago. These maximum destroy vehicles, Tiger P, that was also like a year ago, 9 tanks. I think I would come up in 9 tanks or 8, something like that, but I've never come above it. Yeah, enough of that. The IS, see if we can, no, I want the turret so I can get the gun, but I don't think, let's see, the turret weighs 7,500, that one weighs, so that's 300 kilos, that one weighs 2.5, that one weighs 1.5, so that's 2.5, 1,300 perhaps, 1.3 tons. Yep, these tracks can carry that. So I'm gonna go for the turret, then add a big gun, and from there on research the rest. But yeah, the IS, it's a very mobile tank. It has a very good rate of fire for the low small caliber guns, but the penetration is quite bad. The alpha damage is also actually very bad on them. I mean, compared to the light tanks that you're sometimes facing, they do the same amount of damage than you are, and they're a whole lot faster. It's faster reload, and rate of fire is sometimes also. I mean, the only advantage you have over them is your armor and health, but they can pen your armor because it's not actually that very high. It's just a matter of how you use the tank. But with that said, I think I've done my part of the job here, reviewing the IS, and I hope you guys and girls out there have the tank or are going to get the tank and try it out for yourself, because it is actually kind of fun tank to drive, and especially when you have maxed the tank up with everything, then it gets a whole lot of more fun. Same was for me at the KV3. When I had the small 85 guns, it was horrible to drive around with it. Also with the small turret, or the worst turret that had only 100 millimeters all around and so on. Especially when you had bad engines and bad tracks, it took forever to get anywhere in it. Canopy is a little bit the same for IS, but still the IS is very much more mobile and faster than the KV3, so yeah, the IS is very fun to drive also. But yeah, as I said, check the tank out, leave a comment in the section below what you think and all that, and till the next video of whatever, I mean, and yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe to support my work, share it with your friends and neighbors and all that, and till the next video of whatever I make. Take care, chat now, and bye bye then.